Yo, what's going on, guys? It is day 111 of organic dropshipping. Been a while since I posted on here, but that's basically just how it's going to roll for the next couple of weeks. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but don't really have the time to talk about them, and I don't necessarily want to talk about them. So I made a list here on my monitor I have over to the side of me. So I'm just going to talk about a little bit of what's been going on, what I've learned, and kind of, yeah, just what's been going on the last week and a half or so, because I don't really make much update videos on here. But anyways, I'm still running two products. So one product, well, I mean, yeah, one product I've been running for a little bit now, about like 3 weeks, I think. And I know in a couple of videos ago, I said like, I basically just want to prove to myself that I can make sales with every product. So I made it a goal that no matter what happened, I was going to do $100 revenue with this product, just because that would just prove that, I can get sales with every product, and that I actually know what I'm doing. And that's just possible because there's a lot of people that say like, oh, this product is oversaturated, this or that. And I know that my first product that I ever ran was actually the product I've done the most amount of revenue with, and actually the most amount of revenue overall in organic up to this point. Like every product after that, I only got one or two sales with. So I just really wanted to get another product where I was like, okay, I can get multiple sales with this product, no matter if it converts high or if it converts low or it's saturated, or I mean, whatever you want to say. So I started running that product 3 weeks ago, and I completely smashed my goal of getting over $100 revenue. So I'm actually over $1,000 revenue on that product. So that's really cool. And then also I launched a new product around, when did I launch it? Like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not quite sure. But I did launch a second product, and I have also broken my goal of $100 revenue. I've gotten over $1,000 revenue. So both products I've done over $1,000 revenue with. For a little bit here, just up until this last day or so, I was making like, I was getting a couple sales a day for each product. So like really that consistency with organic was really hitting for me. But I don't really know if it was consistency because I was pumping out a lot of more high effort content. Like I was testing a lot of different things instead of split testing what already worked. So that's kind of like something I've switched up a little bit, and really trying to dial in on like what's actually working and what can I keep on copying so that I can run more products. Because what ended up happening is, even though I'm making money with both of these products, it kind of was just like proving it to myself that I could, run products that were saturated, or just overall get sales with a product. Like I always felt like I was dropping products too early, or I could just never come up with enough concepts to get the product off the ground. But I've proven to myself that I can do that with two separate products, and I've completely, blown my goals out of the water, which was $100 revenue, which would be, a couple sales, maybe a big order or something. But I've gotten over $1,000 revenue with both of the separate products. So yeah, kind of prove that to myself. But I need to start like focusing on, okay, how do I scale this and how do I really get this off the ground? Because the sales are nice, like don't get me wrong. I used to get one sale a week and maybe one sale every 2 weeks, and I was extremely happy. And now I've been getting a sale at least every single day, and actually doing, up to a couple $100 in revenue per day with both of my stores combined, which is really cool because it's a good place to get to, and it's only just the beginning. But also at the same time, I really just did it to prove myself, right? Like I'm spending most of my day editing videos, filming new content, making new content, etc. But this is for like products that have already been around in the market. So my first product, like I said, I've said this a couple of times already in this video, but I just wanted to prove that it wasn't saturated and that you can make money with it and whatever, just to prove it to myself. And I did, and the product's still working, like don't get me wrong, but I have to put a lot of effort to keep it alive. Like it doesn't just run itself on autopilot, which goes like with, I mean, I think it goes with the platform a little bit. TikTok and YouTube are like really the main platforms for actually both of my products, TikTok and YouTube, which TikTok TikTok rewards like original content. So you can't really just like like everyone talks about split testing these little variables, but if you test a little variable on TikTok, it just kind of sees it as repetitive content. Like every time I make a new piece of content on TikTok, it'll get a couple thousand views and it'll also do well in shorts. But if I reuse some parts of a previous video that I had that was, performing better than my other videos, then it doesn't really perform as well on TikTok or on YouTube, which is weird because you would think it has a winning element, so it would perform just as good or maybe a little bit better or a little bit worse, but it really just doesn't work that way. So you can get sales. I've been getting consistent sales, but I've been grinding to basically keep it alive, and I don't want to do that forever, especially with my product that's not even really optimal, right? I just started running it to prove that I can make sales with it, and I've proven it. So in my opinion, I just feel like if I'm going to do the work anyway, I might as well start focusing on products that are going to convert way higher, because I'm looking at the product that I'm running right now, how long it's been in the market, how many people have ran it, how many angle, and like just all of it. And the way it's still converting, it just shows me that, okay, if that product can do that, then I need to figure out how to do that with bigger and better products. So yeah, that was completely off the checklist that I have on my monitor. So, but that just goes with running two products, kind of a little bit about those two products. I did have some supplier issues. So I did want to bring that up. Is my first product, I was pumping a whole bunch, getting tons of sales, whatever. And then for some reason, like my supplier, they made a whole bunch of orders for this product. They like ordered it from their manufacturer, packaged it, bought labels, etc. And then the carrier that they used did not want to accept these parcels for whatever reason. They didn't like the type of item that it was, like whether it was the size, whether I don't know. They just didn't like it. They just didn't like it, which was really weird. And my supplier warned me ahead of time that there's going to be potential issues. That's why I think I made a video on here where I said potential supplier issues. Like I've been making money with my first product, or my main product, but I really haven't talked about the revenue or how much I'm doing, just because I knew that the supplier warned me ahead of time that there might be problems shipping this item. And guess what? There was problems. So it cost me like an extra $100, and I just paid it to my supplier. I told them that like they need to start being transparent with me. Like if they don't have to just sit there and hide it and have the orders not be delivered to my customers. Like if you have to buy a more expensive shipping service, or you have to redo the labels or whatever, like just let me know. I'll pay for it. I don't really care. It's better. Like it only added a couple dollars per unit to the sourcing costs, which was okay because my margins were still decently high. But yeah, I just gave them a heads up. I'm like, you guys need to tell me about this stuff, because we already knew it was going to be an issue. They already knew that it was going to be a potential, issue. They've had previous clients that actually have sold this product and had that issue, and they still decided to buy the shipping service that wouldn't accept this item. So just complete stupidity in my opinion, but we got things figured out, and I paid a pretty big invoice to them. I think it was yesterday, or well, what is today? Today's Friday, so actually 2 days ago. And then I paid an invoice today, and things seem to be working out. Shipments are getting picked up finally, so orders are actually going to get delivered to the customers, which is another thing. Like make sure if you're watching this video that you're actually checking if your orders are getting delivered, because some suppliers, man, they'll work for a little bit, like they'll fulfill your orders, and then they'll kind of just slack off and completely scam you. So, and if you're getting scammed, you're also scamming your customer because they're not getting their product. So make sure that even if there's a label created, this is what happened is they created a label, but the shipping service would not pick up the orders. They would deny pickup. So it's not just the label. Like if you think that you're getting a tracking label and that's it, that's not the case. Like you have to make sure that orders are actually getting delivered and things are, moving smoothly in your business. So anyways, third bullet point is needing to find a new winner. So like I said, my first product, which is taking a decent amount of my time and I've proven can work, like I don't really know. Like I guess I was just proving it to myself, but like I said previously in this video, if I'm already going to put the work in and I already know I can make sales and I already know how to make content and I already know how to do all these things, I kind of have to maybe start leaving this product behind, even though I think this product is actually the biggest store I've ever had, but I'm going to have to kind of leave it in the dust to focus on bigger and better products, which I already have some products in mind. One that I am launching today or maybe tomorrow, it depends, that convert higher than the current product I'm running because, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm still going to be doing the work every single day. So even though people want to say like the winning product, like a winning product is a lie, it just comes down to your content. Like I see that, but if you've already proven that you can make the content, like you're going to make the content regardless. You're going to film, you're going to split test, whatever. You might as well do it for the best product ever if you have the opportunity to, because you're already going to do the work. So it's like, why would you just do it for a product that's not going to convert as high? It doesn't really make any sense, but yeah, so focusing on a new winner, probably actually going to bring my posting volume down to like maybe 2 times a day for each product, maybe even one post, because I figured out like the kind of the ad format which works for my main product. And really, I only need one of those videos a day. Like if I put enough effort into that one video, I mean, they just perform. Like I can either post 3 mid videos per day, or I can just focus on that one, video that is just like, it's guaranteed to work. Every time I've done it, it works. And it gets 10 times the amount of demand, 10 times the amount of views as any of the other videos. So it's like I can post 3 videos that are going to get, 3K views, or post one of these long form videos and get long form videos, long effort. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Like longer effort videos that'll get like 30,000 views, 20,000 views, which is greater than any of the other videos, and it has more demand. So yeah, I might actually drop the volume that I'm posting for these products and then just really focus on what actually works. So then I can keep those products running, but also I need to focus on higher converting products and bigger like audiences. What else? Yeah, okay, so Instagram and Facebook Reels. Like I said previously in this video, both of my products are getting carried on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And I've just never had success with Instagram or Facebook. So I really got to dial in, because Instagram and Facebook, you can test little variables and like if you have an outlier, you can test little variables in that outlier, and that outlier will consistently get views. But like I said previously in the video, if you have an insane video on TikTok, like at least for me, you can copy the format or like the type of content that it is, but you can't just copy and paste exactly that content and just switch a little variable and get the same amount of views. It just doesn't work like that. Like you always have to have more original things time after time, and it just gets, it gets time consuming. Like you're literally just working a job at that point. So yeah, really got to dial in on Instagram and Facebook, because the only time I've had a good Instagram, or I've been able to get a good Instagram, like good views on Instagram, Facebook, never done it. So can't really give you any advice on that. But for Instagram, my first product was the only product that I was able to get views with on Instagram. And it was just like I said, like 40, 50, 100K views every single video. And my top videos would get, my top 2 videos had like 1.5 million views a piece. So, but it was just like what I was saying, like you take something that already works, you just switch one little thing, and you can just post it again on Instagram and it'll get the same amount of views or even more. So, it's funny because like my first product, I had 2 videos with 1.5 million views. And the first video that I had, it was like 1 million views. And then I figured out like what the winning element was. And then I just like improved, like I just switched one little thing. Like I figured out what the one little thing was. I switched it, posted it again with that one little thing changed, and it got 1.5 million views again. So it's like you can literally just run like if you want consistent money in organic, you have to have you have to have a platform like Instagram or Facebook where you can change one little thing. Even the sound. You just change the sound and boom, it's a new video, and you get views. So just trying to get views in general. Like, I don't think for my products I've gotten a video on Instagram with over 5,000 views. And I say that as in, like, I've gotten a video with 4,000 views and then all the rest are like 300, 400, 500 views, which is just terrible. But if I don't get products on Instagram or Facebook, then I'm literally just going to be slaving away because I'll have to make new content every single day, reform clips for TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and it's just going to be a complete hassle. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to do that, especially if I'm trying to expand how many products I want to test in a month and just having to manage all that. So something else. Split testing. So I do have that on there is a majority. Like, that's something also I want to talk about is a majority of my time has been just creating content, which it really needs to be doubling down on. Like, if it already works, you kind of have to let like your ego aside of like, oh, this is boring, or why did this go viral, whatever. It just doesn't matter. Like, if the algorithm likes it, then you do it again. No questions asked, or you split test it. It doesn't really matter what you think or what content you want to create. Like, if it works, then you have to run it because that's what the algorithm likes. So, but anyways, to split testing, it goes back to the previous point that I just made. It's hard to split test if the two platforms you only go viral on, they like original content. So anyways, another topic was competition increase in organic. So a lot of you guys know, I'm just going to say it right out of the gate, but with the whole Higgsfield thing going around, you don't even have to order products anymore. I mean, people are literally running products with AI generated content. And so the thing is if you launch a product, you can have 10 competitors on your video or on your product within 2 days. 2 days, you have 10 new competitors. They have 6 videos in the chamber because they're all generated with Higgsfield, and they actually convert high. Like these videos actually convert, and they convert higher than filming normally. So that's going to be the game for organic, is that there's going to be just tons of people hopping on everything. And so, like I said, this whole video is kind of spinning around is if you have 10 people that are going to hop on your prod, like, you better make sure that's a good prod and that there's a good enough, like, there's a big enough market and they're passionate enough to actually make money. Because someone launches a product, there's going to be 10 people on it, and they don't even have to order on Amazon. They don't even have to rip content because you can make content with AI. So the game is like completely changing with Higgsfield and the way that competition is, increasing because anyone can just do anything at any time with AI, and they can just do it. Yeah, just instantly, basically be a competitor for your brand. So another thing I want to talk about is subscription costs. So yeah, while my margins are high for both of my stores, like, you've got to factor in subscription costs. Maybe at scale, it's such a lower percentage. But like for me, I think my subscriptions, I just had to upgrade to Claude Pro, I think it is. It's $100 a month. So with all my AI subscriptions stacked up, I think I'm paying $400 to $450 a month on AI subscriptions. So that's like, $15 a day. So every day, $15 gone. Every day, $15 gone. So I got to make sure that, like, if you get the ball rolling, you got to keep it rolling, because these subscriptions, they definitely play a role in your margin if you're not making an insane amount of money. So that's really just something I want to talk about is, as the revenue creeps up and it gets higher, well, so does the cost of the subscription. So factoring that into my margin, and also factoring in like the shipping discrepancies that I can't even say that word, discrepancy, whatever, that happened with my supplier, like factoring all these things into my margin, and also all these products that I order from Amazon that I don't even end up running because there's better products that take way less time and convert way higher that I just don't even, I've probably spent it's got to be maybe even up to $1,000 on products or props or whatever for stuff that I'm not going to use. So making sure that, I guess, I'm really confident in what I want to run. Because like I said, with Higgsfield and with ripping and with, all the things that people are doing in the space, you can run a product instantly and you can create content instantly and you can do whatever. So by the time that your props come in or your product comes in or whatever, like the whole thing could change, because within that time frame there's immediately 10 new people, or there's 10 new products, or there's, like you have to really dial in on what's actually going to make you a ton of money. So a little bit of a longer video, but I thought that it was due. Still not going to talk like directly about the numbers. I mean, like I said, I'm making money. I'm just trying to figure out, how do I scale without just slaving away, basically. How do I scale without just slaving away? So yeah, that's really all I got for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.